Dale a tu cuerpo la alegría, Macarena.
Oh!
Welcome to Curiosity Public. My name, Dutch.
My name, Jules.
Me llamo Dylan.
And welcome to yet another episode of our Ultimate Spirits Competition. Our quest to review every speaking spirit on the face of the planet is subject to our 100-point scoring system. And in this episode, we are listening. We're gonna keep reviewing tequilas. We're gonna get them in here more often. It just takes us time. Maybe not more often. Maybe as often as we're doing them. But we'll keep doing them. And in this episode, we've got none other than G4 Blanco.
Party like a rock star.
So this is G4.
Fly like a G4.
Felipe Camarena's project here. Fantastic looking bottle. Here's the back. Shot of that. Look at that. 4th generation of tequila producers. Fantastic. Price point on this bad boy is around $30 to $40, depending on where you buy it.
Okay.
Cheapest I've been able to get it is around like $32. Might be a little easier to find around the $39 mark some places. Really, I think it's going to depend market to market. Now, they also make, just for reference here, a 108 proof version of this.
My version.
The Dylan version, as you can see there, 54% alcohol. But it's a little bit harder to come by and going to be a little bit more expensive. We decided, look, we should just review the one that's more readily available. Now, the NOM for this, guys, is, $15.79, I think? Yeah, $15.79. And for our very eagle-eyed viewers who watch our lives, you might have seen me crack into this bottle, which is produced by the label Arte Gnome, which is kind of like some of those Scotch things. They buy casks and things like that, and they release them.
Independent
bottler. And they have a selection from 1579 that is also produced by Felipe. This bottle, though, will run you closer to $50. And if you're a member of Curiosity Private, at the end of this episode, we're going to film a head-to-head taste-off between these two. So you can answer the question, should I spend $32 or $50?
So do you have any thoughts on this? Because I think we live in a bubble where we know what G4 is, but it may not be as prevalent, or people may not know much about G4. Do you have any, where does it fit?
So one of the things I'll point out is that this is well known in the tequila community as being a very traditionally made product. There's no additives in any of the G4 products. It's a very pure process. It's 4 generations of this family making this product the traditional way with a Tajon. I mean, all the traditional things you'd expect. They use rainwater. It's a beautiful product, and it has a reputation for that. So I don't know how it's going to end up with our scoring system. We haven't done a lot of Blanco tequilas with our scoring system, so I think that will be interesting.
That's different.
But I've had this before, and I have an idea of what to expect. I don't know how it's going to work when we try to score it, though. So you got any other info?
Yeah, so this has been around since, 1937?
Wow.
And Felipe Camarena and his sons, 4th generation distillers carrying on the heritage. Like you said, they use, I think, rainwater and natural spring water, I think?
Yeah, I think they use both.
Yeah. What's interesting, I think Felipe was an engineer. Very calculating and everything, and I think it shows in the product. So very excited. Full disclosure, I do like Blancos. I just think that it's very pure, it's clean, it's crisp, and then I like the extra añejo if I want that barrel flavor. So
interesting,
exciting.
In the hands of engineers.
All right, cheers, guys.
It's
good tasting.
So clean.
It's crisp. And I mean, there's something to be said when you're just drinking something that is perfectly clear like this.
Yeah.
And there's so much flavor in it.
The aroma is so strong, right?
Yeah. All right. We've had some time. We've had some time to taste. We've had some time to taste. We've had some time to score. I'm ready to talk about this, but first, Jules is going to tell us really quickly about our scoring system.
Oh, yes.
You forgot, huh?
I did.
You actually forgot.
I actually forgot. We do have a 100-point grade system across 10 categories, about 10 points each. They include aroma, flavor, body, complexity, balance, finish, uniqueness, drinkability, aesthetics, and value. However, for flavor, we grade it at 20 points, and aesthetics and value at 5 points each. You can medal in our competition if you score 60 and up. We go from bronze, silver, gold to diamond.
All right, guys. Initial score time. Again, this could change as we talk through it.
Yeah.
My initial score, 82.
81.
79.
Wow. Okay, we're very clustered. That's
The question will be, does this stay a gold?
That'll be an interesting question. I mean, I really want to talk through it. I had some categories where I kind of felt like I just picked a number out of a hat. So I'd like to discuss this one. But let's kick off that discussion with the aroma. Let's get our scores first. I give it an 8.
Give it an 8.
I give it a 7.
All right. I really enjoyed the aroma. Fresh cut grass. There was some sort of like earthy thing underneath the predominant flavor that I couldn't put my finger on. It was driving me nuts.
Like mineral?
Yeah.
It was like mineral water, vegetal.
Yeah, there was something. Earthiness is how I described it. I enjoyed it. There was a decent amount of agave. Yeah, I had very little to complain about.
I was actually curious what...
Curiosity Public.
Yeah, curious about when you mentioned that... Because I had mentioned when I nosed it, there was something under that I couldn't really pinpoint. But I actually describe it more as citrus. So I was getting like a hint of a citrus thing. And, tons of agave. It was beautiful. Citrus. And it's just trying to find that out. And then there was that earthiness.
You know what the citrus thing is like? Though? It's not like the rind. It's like
No.
It's like the pith. It's like the meat part underneath the rind.
Yeah, maybe that's a... Yeah. I think that might be what I'm nosing. But yeah, I mean, again, great nose, so...
Yeah, Dylan, why are you a little lower?
I give it a 7. I think the aroma is great. I think the issue is that I wish the bouquet was more robust. I wish there was...
More floral?
Yeah, I wish there was a little bit more sweetness.
Yeah.
I think the agave is good, but I think...
It's pretty strong.
Yeah, I think I've smelled better, and I think you can get a little bit more of that in the higher proof 108. I think it was good. It's a solid 7.
Okay, all right, fair enough. All right, guys, moving on to flavor. I had trouble picking a number. I settled on a 17.
17.
17.
We all did. Okay, now I feel a little better about
And
that.
it's pretty funny though because I had some trouble coming up with a number 2.
Yeah,
because this floated in a range for me.
I got like cotton candy. I got pure agave. I got a light sweetness in there.
Yeah.
I think we brought up cotton candy. Was it like Clase Azul? But that tasted
Yeah. But that's like
fake. Somebody added something to it.
Actually engineered.
This is it's quite remarkable, the flavors you do get. I guess the reason I'm at a 17 I didn't go higher is because beyond that I couldn't really pick anything else out.
Yeah. You didn't get the pepper? I got a lot of
really
pepper.
didn't.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you're talking about like the mint. Because there's a very mild mint. I wish it was more robust. Because we've tasted other tequilas where the mint was really strong and it was bold.
Yeah. I wouldn't describe this as mint. This is more peppery, which is why I think I actually kind of docked it a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more delicate. Yeah, I think it's a little bit more delicate.
Yeah.
I think the agave is definitely there. The sweetness is there, but I just think that. There's room for improvement. Yeah. I know you know, like Madden.
Different one?
Oh, what is this?
This is 108.
Oh.
Are you getting that bouquet?
The nose is stronger.
Oh, yeah.
The palate's just more robust.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the same flavors.
This is what I would want.
Yeah, I just wanted to see how different it was going to be. So just a little.
There's a little tease.
Yeah, for sure.
There. Well, we're not going to do this. We're going to do this.
Yeah, but 17. But 17 is I think.
Yeah, I think it's a fair score.
Yeah, I think it's a fair score.
I think we all agree there. Okay, moving on, guys, to body 8.
8.
I give it a 7, but I mean, looking at
decent mouthfeel,
the legs on this.
I thought it had a really nice,
decent mouthfeel.
Really nice mouthfeel.
Yeah.
Didn't leave me wanting. I mean, for a tequila, especially, I think I could see a 7. But I thought it was.
It's a strong 7.
Better. Yeah, strong 7, week 8.
Yeah,
I could see that.
Good mouthfeel.
Yeah. All right, moving on to complexity. I docked it a little bit here to a 7. I felt like I wanted a little bit. I wanted one more flavor.
No,
What I was getting.
I gave it an 8. This is also a very weak 8, because I was missing a lot of the floral components of it. Pepper really came into me, especially on the finish. So at least that stood out, and maybe I did wish it was more minty, I guess, flavor. But overall, you're getting everything. You're getting the agave, you're getting like a citrus hit, so can't complain too much.
I see. I felt like there was something missing in terms of complexity. That's why I gave it a 6.
Oh,
okay. I can see that, actually.
I mean, in this Blanco,
Really
I think it's clean, it's crisp. You get the agave, but I wish there was a little bit more of a variety of sweetness, maybe a little bit of fruit
vanilla
somewhere, maybe a little bit of the flower. I mean, I'd love to see or taste the vegetal or even like the mineral flavors come in a little bit more. I just didn't get a lot of that. I didn't get the variety that I would like, and so I think that's kind of its weakest point, 6.
Fair point. Let's move on to balance. Despite me wanting more flavors, I thought that the flavors that were here were really, really well balanced for me. I give it a 9.
Yeah, I agree. Balanced, but I give it an 8.
I give it a 9.
Oh,
nice, dude. Yeah, this was a masterclass.
Yeah.
I mean, this is how a Blanco should be balanced.
Right.
Like, it is. Everything hits the palate.
well, then I guess why not perfect? I mean, Masterclass is pretty much.
Yeah, I was toying with it, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was toying with it.
So it has an advantage, right?
But nothing can be perfect, I learned from you.
Well,
This is true.
it has an advantage because it doesn't have the variety that you need to work with, right? So if you have like 20 flavors that you need to balance, that's a lot of work. This did not have that many, and therefore balance came naturally. However, it's not perfect because perfect, I think, goes to the extra effort and craftsmanship that goes into mastering multiple varieties of flavors.
Yeah.
But you still can't deny what's there.
It's fantastic.
Is masterfully.
It's masterfully
balanced.
done. I think I would also say that the sweet is a little bit too high. Maybe would have had the agave a little bit bumped to balance that out a little bit better, but that's like...
Oh, really? Because I'm actually the opposite.
Super
So, I mean, the
nitpicky
reason
for me,
I knocked it to an 8 is because I thought the agave was a little bit ahead of everything else.
I mean, hey, people have different reactions to these things. Let's move on to finish. I enjoyed the finish. I thought it was a little short. I give it a 7.
Oh, I enjoyed it. It was an 8.
I gave it an 8.
I wanted it to stick around longer, honestly.
Why 8?
It didn't fade that quickly.
Faded a little quick, and I got a little touch of drying on
I
the
thought it
palate.
was moderate. There is a little bit of drying, but it didn't bother me that much. So.
I mean, I see the 8. I understand that.
It's still on my tongue.
Yeah,
And
it's still there. And what's there is pleasant, and it's...
I have 2 things written: mint and cactus candy. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, there is a candy thing going on with
Right.
this across the board.
Yeah, that's
I agree
why-
there.
Well, that's where I enjoyed it the most,
Yeah.
too, actually, is on that finish, because it gets really sweet.
I would say I'd like the finish more than.
That's my thought.
Really?
Too. Yeah, more than...
I think I like the initial palate the most. Okay, guys, moving on to uniqueness. I gave it an 8.
8.
8. Unanimity.
Unanimity. I mean, this was... It's mostly, I think, part of the uniqueness comes from the fact that it is so pure.
Yeah.
And in this day and age, that's...
That feels rare to
rare.
to experience.
You know, to taste something like this and your palate immediately knows there's nothing fake in this.
Yeah.
You know, that's...
It's natural products.
Yeah. And I feel like it's like I want to give it bonus points for that, but at the same time, I don't feel like I should have to.
Yeah.
I feel like we should just dock things that aren't doing things the natural way.
Right.
But even then, like, some of those are going to be unique just because of the flavors they add. But
That's true.
hard category, I think, for a Blanco, especially.
Yeah.
Nothing to add?
Nothing.
Yeah, no, I think I like the purity of the product. I think the uniqueness is not above an 8 because we have other very pure products as well.
True.
And so it's not.
And the fact that there's basically another Blanco from the same master distiller
That's right.
under another brand.
That's right.
Okay. You know, I don't know. We haven't done the head-to-head yet, so we don't know. All right, guys, moving on to drinkability. This was an easy 9 for me.
9.
8.
It's super easy to sip on this. Super easy.
Definitely. And I go back.
I mean, you squeeze a lime on some ice and some soda water even. I mean, this is versatile. It's inexpensive. It's just fantastic.
You don't taste the proof. You don't taste the alcohol.
Great Blanco to have on the shelf.
Simple.
Because the great thing, again, with these cheaper Blancos, I mean, again, you might think this isn't very cheap at $35.
True.
Arete you can get for maybe closer to $20-ish,
21,
25.
22.
But But I think this is one that you're going to look at, and any tequila drinker is going to walk in and be like, "Oh, I would not mind sipping on that," and it will definitely elevate any kind of mixed drink you want to make with it. So, okay, guys, aesthetics, 4.
I give it a 4.
4.
Yeah, I like the bottle.
Me too.
Didn't necessarily blow me away. It's a little understated.
Yeah.
But the label looks cool.
It's cool.
The color scheme is nice.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't know why, but the large G4 to me really stands out amongst the tequila.
It's easy to pick out.
It's weird. It's like,
I mean, look how big that font is. The font size. So you like large font sizes.
I like simple G4. Okay, I got it.
Simple, easy to remember. Okay, guys, value. This was a 5 for me.
I give it a 4.
I give it a 4.
Okay, this price
give
point.
it a 4.
This price point. I really can't think of a better Blanco.
You just talked about Arete.
That's exactly.
I don't think it's better.
I think Fortaleza is about the same price.
Fortaleza is more expensive.
For the Blanco?
Yeah.
Is
Fortaleza is going to be closer to 40 across the board.
But I don't know, man. I think
So $5 more.
like
Fortaleza
what
was
about like what about
Well,
like,
so here's the thing. I got this for 32, and that's why in my head I'm thinking of it at 32. But I have to recognize, you guys are right. I have to recognize that
39.
that in most markets it's going to be closer to 40. Okay. Yeah, you guys convinced me to go down a point. It's a 4 is a little more realistic.
Yeah.
If it were ubiquitous at $30,
Right.
I think I could justify my 5, but you're right. Okay. All right, guys, let's get our final tally. I ended up at an 81.
81.
79.
Oh, is it going to do it?
I don't know. It'll be close.
Gives us our official Curiosity
It'll be.
public score for G4 Blanco. It's an 80.
Oh,
it's a gold.
Snuck in there.
Nice.
That fantastic.
Wow.
So G4 Blanco earns itself a gold.
Gold.
Wow, that is awesome. I mean,
That's incredible.
I don't know that I was even expecting that when I set out to do this. I was kind of in my mind. I knew what this tasted like, and I really didn't know how it would end up when I put pen to paper. So
I think
interesting.
if you
Justified high
if you
silver
have
logo.
Preconceived notion about tequila, and you want to not break the bank, but you just want to taste kind of the pure product.
Oh yeah.
Great example.
And the great thing about this too is there's enough sweetness in this one naturally that if you're coming from like an adulterated tequila, like a celebrity tequila, and you try this, you're gonna, I think, be impressed.
Right.
And especially once you learn about, okay, well, this is how tequila is really made.
Right.
This is what it should really taste like.
4 generations.
I think a lot of people will get a rocks glass, clear ice, pour this, a twist of lime, and
They're good to go for the night.
to go.
Good to go.
All right, guys. So for our members, stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
In the next day or so, whenever this video comes out, we'll release our taste off between these two bottles. Until next time, Jules, please take us out.
Tell us what you guys think in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up if you like this episode, or thumbs down. Either way, just please let us know. Subscribe for more videos from Curiosity Public. Hit that bell icon so you get notified whenever we upload new videos. We do have t-shirts. There's a link in the description down below. We also have a podcast. Check out our podcast on the major podcast platforms out there. As Dutch mentioned, Curiosity Private membership program really helps our channel out, so please consider subscribing. You'll get that'll taste off here. As always, stay safe, stay healthy,
Stay curious.
Damn, I butchered that one. Losing it.